ancient people went outside at night, they all saw the stars, especially in the northern hemisphere. But here in the west, we made them into the zodiac, and we had a very familiar set of animals, which we all know to this day, and they go across the night sky. One of the most famous, of course, is Ursa Major, the bear, which is what most people can identify in the night sky. But what about the ninja and the samurai? Did they see these 12 signs, or did they look for something totally different? Let's find out. My name's Anthony Cummins, and I'm the author of The Book of Ninja, the first complete translation of the Bansen Shukai. Now, when the ninja and the samurai went outside at night, this is how they saw the night sky. Of course, they're in the northern hemisphere, the same as Europe, the same as China, the same as Russia. They're seeing the same stars, because remember, it's the Earth revolving, okay? So the Earth revolves, the stars are pretty stable, and the Earth revolves, and if you look up, you can see the North Star, Polaris, and that is a steady point. You can always find north from it. It does fluctuate slightly, but that's a different matter. But you'll see here the sky moving through the night. Now, these constellations here are known as mansions, okay, in Japanese. The translation comes from, obviously not called that in Japanese, but the old translation from the old Victorian explorers and those who came to Japan or went to Japan, they and China, they named them mansions. And these are the places, or these are the constellations with their name. You can see room, tail. Let me just get back to the next nine. The wings, the chariot, the horn. So these are different constellations, but you can of course line them up with our sky. So when you were a ninja and you had to do your night mission, you had to go out at night and think, I know, I need to find this, mansion X or mansion Y, and we need to find these. Like you can see there, the neck and the root. And then they would be able to understand certain things from these. Now, one of the main things that happens is you find that there's a conjunction between the moon and the sun and the mansions. So remember, by mansions, we just mean constellations, but we mean the Chinese, Japanese constellations. So let's have a quick look now at how the sun goes along with these. Now, you can see the sun there is in line with tail and just below the dipper. Now, of course, you don't see the stars in the day, but you can track them modern. So what we have is when the moon is in a certain mansion, and this is what it means. What I'm going to show you here with the sun, just so you can see it clearly. And you'll see it's still staying with tail there. And it will go through, and we'll jump forward a couple of bits, and we'll jump backwards and forwards. But as you see, it's very predictable. And there, again, the sun is next to tail. And you just keep going. But then I think what we've done, this was done by my friend Linhart, the Chinese gentleman who does a lot of my stuff. And you can see now the sun has moved behind the dipper. So bit by bit, the sun will move in one direction versus the constellations or mansions. And we do this exactly the same for the moon. So we look for the moon and how it connects. Can you see there? Can you see there? So we'll see here the moon coming up. The moon is next to horn. So on this day, the moon is here because the earth is rotating, and the moon is next to horn and neck. And you can see it's a bit near root. So this is what you're looking for as a ninja or a samurai at night. And again here, the sun, let's see where this is next to cow. So you can see, you can start tracking the world, the world in relation to the moon, the sun, and of course the constellations. Of course, you can't really do this in ancient times with the sun because it's bright day, but of course they tracked the moon quite diligently. So this, guys, is what the ninja are talking about when they're talking about the 28 mansions. And most of this is available in the Book of Ninja. You can, of course, get my newest book, which is Zen and the Samurai Sword. While it doesn't talk about stars, it does talk a lot about the things you would enjoy. Thank you very much for those people who have donated to me via Buy Me a Coffee. And I've even had my first monthly subscriber. So thank you very, very much. And I hope you would also feel it to buy me a coffee over Christmas. As you can see, I've clearly got a cold and I'm dying of death.